Hey, Godzilla. Yeah, what's up, Kong? I just kinda have to ask, why do you even need armor? What do you mean? Well, think about it. It's pretty much pointless for you. I mean, you're immune to bullets, you're immune to fire, you're immune to nukes, you're immune to tanks, you're immune to missiles, guns, bombs, pretty much anything that the humans can throw at you. Yeah, sucks for you. So, basically speaking, I need this, but you don't. Yeah, just like how you needed an axe to fight me. Okay, come on, that was just the director being biased. Nah, it's just, what would actually happen if me and you fought? Ugh, yeah, that is true. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another figure review. My name is Matthew, and today we are taking a look at yet another Playmates figure. This is the Playmates MonsterVerse, no longer Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla Titan Tech figure. Because, well, this guy is just absolutely insane, but we'll get to that in just a sec. I got this guy along with the Kong, except the Kong came in first because they were two different shipments. And honestly, so far I'm digging it, but let's just get into the nitty gritty, shall we? So overall, for the sculpt and paint, it's pretty much what you already know from the Heat Ray Godzilla that they released a little while ago now. The face sculptor, I guess I'm gonna start with the paint. The paint looks pretty dang decent, actually. It's kind of like the same idea, light blue eyes, kind of white strips for the teeth, and of course, pink for the tongue. Although, judging from that lighting, it's even hard to determine that it's pink. Trust me, it is pink. It does look rather nice and detailed, and it looks a lot better because it's a lot bigger. And the detail kind of takes a little bit of shift from this material to this material, probably because this is kind of a little bit more flexible, and this part's much more hard and rigid. And then it kind of continues down to the body, feet. And in terms of paint, hold on. In terms of paint, we have these spikes that are light blue. Don't worry, we'll get to the dorsal fins in just a sec. But these dorsal fins right up here, painted in a nice neon blue, look absolutely spectacular. And in terms of paint for the base body, that's actually kind of it. Yeah, there's no dry brushing. There's no like door spray on the tail or anything. It's just really a dark kind of Godzilla. Now, bringing in the Heat Ray Godzilla, yeah, this is going to come across more as a nitpick than anything, but you can just see that, at least on first glance, it looks the same, but this one actually has a lot more of that kind of dry brushing to highlight some of the details. And it also contains a blue spray. Yeah, it's not towards the tip of the tail like a Bandai figure, but it at least contains a spray. So, not to mention, it has painted claws and nails and everything. So, I personally feel as if they really should have added those sort of paint applications because, like, I know Godzilla is not a very colorful creature aside from blue and black, kind of green sometimes, and orange depending on which version he is. Maybe Burning Godzilla. It is Burning Godzilla, do not screw with me. It honestly just kind of leaves this figure not really finished in a way. I know that sounds weird to say, but it does get made up for it in a certain aspect. So we'll roll back to that. But even though that is somewhat of a negative due to lack of paint, the big plus I would say are the dorsal fins. Yes, it is true that they look very much like the battle roar, as you can see right here, and it is true that I did give this thing quite a bit of a hard time, with its different mold, because there really wasn't a point to this. It's not sharp spikes. Like, they kept the same sharp spikes for even the giant figures, and debatably that's worse than these figures, because these are not even because they're not as small as the 6-inch, and they're not as big as the 11-inch, so why would they keep this for this scale? And they have put this here, but they do have a valid reason. But I think what really steals this show are the dorsal fins' translucency. This is beautiful.
And even though that this is like the 5 octacillion time that we have seen this sort of translucent spike on a Godzilla Playmates figure, it still holds up as like a really cool feature, and it honestly kind of gets me excited to see if they'll ever like come back to this and do like a not like an opaque, but like a solid version, kind of like the Godzilla with Radio Tower or the Giant Godzilla. But I feel like it would be a neat idea. But what detail is also here is pretty well done. Yeah, it's rather smooth, but I mean, you can tell it's there, and it honestly packs a lot into it for what it is. Plus, for only a $15 figure, it's not that bad. I've seen a lot worse. Playmate Shin, original, but yeah, even though it's not really painted, and this is kind of iffy, I'd say overall that this base form of Godzilla, it's not bad at all. And yeah, I know screw holes here, here, and here, and here. You guys gotta understand something. These are literally children's toys. These aren't vinyl. They're plastic. Literally almost every company does this. So was this not an issue back when, other companies did these with screws? I grew up with figures with screws, so this isn't really a problem to me. So get over it, guys. Get over it. Next, let's go over the posability, the articulation, everyone's favorite part. We have an articulated jaw, which can close about that far, open up about that far, and you can tell that it opens about that far because there is an obviously sculpted in area as to how far it can open. And even though this is a widely open mouth, this is not as mouth. This mouth is not as open as your mom's mouth was open when I was with her last night. So here we have the arms. Oh, also I should point out the head. There is no head posability. And even though it does look like there is a seam line here, that's only because it connects. Because notice the difference in terms of quality. Yeah, that's only to connect the head to the body. So you try twisting that and your head is going to go flying with a big snap of a peg. Probably a big square peg. Shoulders can go about upwards, pushing it really at very most this. Like that far up. Ooh. Don't want to be spoiling that. And of course can go downwards about pushing it that far. Yeah, it's not a 360 joint this time around because of the way it's molded and the certain thing that you probably already know about. We have our articulation here at the wrist can go a full 360. Twist and turn that thing all day. Same thing on the other side. The legs can go really smoothly. I'm pleasantly surprised of how smooth of a joint this is. And go about that far up, that far down. It's not a 360 joint, much like all the earlier Playmates Godzillas. The feet are a little stiff, but nothing too worryable. Whatever. Is that even a word? Worryable? If it's not a word, I'll trademark it. Screw you people who use that word. Unless if it's actually a word. And there is a swivel joint here at the base of the tail. And there's no extra joint here at the other part of the tail. So, wait a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 joints. Didn't Kong only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 joints? I seem to recall that aside from the Giants, every occasion when they put out a Godzilla and Kong dual release, Kong's always had more articulation than Godzilla. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 joints. Playmates, pick a side already. Are you Team Kong or are you Team Godzilla? Which one for possibility? Okay. It's clear. There's obviously some mix-ups going on at the Playmates factory. How does the more mobile kaiju have less posability than this fat tub of radioactive junk? That's all comical. I'm not actually insulting anything.